My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 1st, 2025. It is 4 a.m. This is video number 3. This is the background here. So I have one video I want to share with you. Someone tagged me on it, so I want to share it with you. It's almost 9 minutes, so I want to listen to it and share my opinion. Alright, black people shouldn't be interested in some I have a dream utopia with the same people that destroy us, and quite frankly, want black people removed from the face of the earth. That's for weak, defeated people. Here's why. Okay, it's almost 9 minutes. Let's listen.
So I had some white colleagues ask me what I thought about Trump actually segregating whites and blacks. And I actually told them straight up, like, honestly, I would love that. Now, they looked at me like I was crazy, and they almost spit up their almond milk. And I think they thought that maybe I was saying that out of hatred, but it really isn't about hatred. Here's the thing. I'm not talking about their version of segregation. See, I'm talking about our version of righteous separation, spiritual sovereignty.
When you look at when black people community are working together, they flourish. And the white people, when they see us flourish, they don't like it. Perfect example. Look what's happening with Harry and Meghan. They want to destroy her. And knock on wood, God will not allow that. Okay? They see her flourishing. She's thriving. They do not like that. So when black people are thriving, it triggers those people's brain to just go on a hate bandwagon, and they forget about themselves. They're focusing on us who's trying to move forward, and they're just stuck in one place trying to stop us. But let's continue. That crossed my mind. I have to share it.
And black sufficiency. See, the truth of it is that integration was never about freedom. It was finesse. It was a system's way of saying, let's stop them from succeeding independently so we can profit from their brilliance directly. It was about control.
That's
and
right.
So I want us to be very clear about this. You know, we were never separate but equal. So that's a lie. We were separate and excelling. We had our own schools. We had our own banks. We had our own businesses. And baby, we were thriving. Black Wall Street, they burned it.
That's right.
Rosewood, they bombed it. Wilmington, they overthrew it. Why? Because we were doing too well without them.
Look what's happening in Haiti. Okay? I know many people will say, oh, it's been like this, that. At one point, was it in the 60s? I haven't looked too much into it. Back in the 60s, it was thriving. Let me look it up. So I went on ChatGPT and I said, what period of time was Haiti thriving after its independence? I'm not talking about this, okay? They were okay here, but this is the part that I was thinking of. Late 1940s and 1950s. This is the part that I was thinking of. Okay, late 1940s and 1950s, relative modernization. Under President how do you pronounce it? Dumazi's Estime, I think that's the way they pronounce it. Dumazi Estime, 1946 to 1950, Haiti experienced some modernization, expansion of education and public works, effort to empower the black middle class and reduce elite control, following by Paul Magloire, 1950 to 1956, a relatively popular leader with some tourism and infrastructure development. This is the period that I was thinking of. It was doing okay. And then we have what we have here, I think Duvalier and all of that. When they see black people, black countries, look what's happening in Africa right now. They're trying to go back to all of this. Okay? They want to mess it up. All those guns that's happening, that's entering Haiti, where are they coming from? Okay? When there are disruption, they're killing each other. This is what they want. Haiti was doing okay by itself. And then that last president that they assassinated, from my understanding, he was starting to do some good things. And there were some bad deals. You know what? Let me not go too much into it. But anyway, let's go back to this. But so far, I'm liking what she's saying. Let me move it back slightly.
We're thriving. Black Wall Street, they burned it. Rosewood, they bombed it. Wilmington, they overthrew it. Why? Because we were doing too well without them, and they couldn't handle that. And so that's the truth. They didn't really want segregation gone. They wanted control. This is why we know that integration was just repackage of chains. When we were separate, we actually were building and excelling. And when they saw that we could excel without them, then it was like, oh no, we got to take control and make sure that their labor is profiting us. So right around that time, they rolled out this whole standardized testing, ACT and SAT. Y'all remember that? They created this IQ rank.
And the thing is that when you look, I think in some old videos, I spoke about those things, where they create those things to prevent black people from moving forward, but they themselves could even pass it. They were hiring other people to go take those tests for them. They created it, but they still can't pass it. And that, what was that? There was something that happened a little bit before or during the pandemic. Those rich elite were paying some schools to get their kids in. They pretend they're getting scholarship. It's a whole bunch of mess. And then now we see what's happening. Trump get rid of all of this stuff, and let's continue.
Thinking to measure their norms, not our brilliance. And then we were said we were behind when we really weren't. We were just building our own lane, not asking for theirs.
That's right.
See, I don't know about you all, but I'm kind of tired.
That reminds me of what's happening with the with the farmers in the U.S. The white ones are going on TikTok crying, but you don't hear any of the black farmers because they've been being suppressed since their existence, so they know how to make things work. All right, but let's continue.
Tired of the lies. It's very exhausting, you know, just the lies that continue to be promoted. And I want to talk about the melanin, because this whole thing that we're not smart enough, that we're not bright enough, is simply just a lie. And so, you know, all this testing that they're doing, and I have kids in school, and they're made to feel that they cannot achieve. And I have to remind them about their actual superpower, melanin. See, not just your skin tone, but in your brain, specifically neuromelanin. That
sometimes when I'm doing those videos and I'm saying something is missing in their brain, I'm not knowledgeable. I'm not a doctor to know all the technical aspect. But when you start looking at the action and behavior, you're like, there's something missing. It's like there's a blockage somewhere that doesn't connect with reality. So she's saying that this is what came to mind.
Rich dark pigment found in areas like the substantia nigra, which are critical for learning and memory and decision making and emotional regulation. See, if you don't know, then you won't know how to respond. But when you learn about the studies that have actually linked the neuromelanin to higher concentrations and how it's related to enhanced memory and processing and higher intelligence and faster reaction times, then you know why they have hidden this information for so long. Because when you have higher melanin, you have stronger brain resilience against degenerative diseases. So translation to that is melanin doesn't just make you glow, it makes you grow. So we know that it's not coincidental that people with more melanin have historically been creators, inventors, innovators across every discipline, while also being the most suppressed, because they know.
I mean, she's going more in the technical aspect of things, but for me, I usually think of it that way. You have so many black people trying to move forward, okay, doing things to move society forward. And those white people, they're so focusing on hating and stopping you, so they don't have time to really create. They just know how to destroy. All right, so that's the sense that I went with it, but she put it more in a technical way. I don't know her background or her educational background. You could see she's educated, but in terms of the technical or the scientific, that's the word, the scientific of it, but she's going more in that route. But for me, I'm going with the bootleg version, where, you know, with what I'm seeing, every generation you see black people trying to move forward, but there's that shackle trying to pull them back. And those people with the shackle, they don't have time to create. They just have time to stop black people from moving forward. So how could they come and say they create this, they create that? Let's continue.
Know that the more melanin you have in your body and in your brain actually produces higher intelligence. So the Bible also says this too in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verses 7. It says he placed treasures in earthen vessels. What treasures? It was in us all along, right? So we have more melanin, and we know that people with less melanin, because it's a recessive gene and it's a mutation, lack the same level of intelligence, of many different benefits that come along with that. What's so interesting about it is that we're supposed to be looking at this as if it's something negative. But why is it negative when every other cultural group does this? Group economics. See, the truth of the matter is they have stolen from us so many different things, and yet we still survive. And that's so right. I don't want to offend, but I have to be blunt here. When we invented it, they patented it. When we built it, they banked on it. So everything we created, they made sure they benefited off of it. Just like Louis Latimer, he actually developed the light bulb, but Edison got all the glory for it. And this has been going on through history. We know that Granville T. Woods laid the foundation for trains. Corporations got the contracts. Dr. Patricia Bath revolutionized eye surgery. The system licensed the tech. Black music became white record labels, billion-dollar industries off of our talent. Every time we create, they capitalize. We are the genius, but they control the royalties. It's quite interesting, isn't it? So when we talk about the facts and segregation, I want to be very clear. It's not racist. We have to understand the dynamics of this. See, the black dollar actually is the fastest running dollar in America. So let's do the math here.
Look at Target and I think Amazon. They're crying foul now because black people are not going in their stores.
And I think it's quite funny. Black people have spending power over 1.6 trillion. But guess what? That dollar stays in our community just for 6 hours. While the white community, their dollar stays in their community 17 days. And guess what? Asian communities, it stays in their community 20 days. Jewish communities over 3 weeks. Why? Because we're systemically disarmed from owning what we build. And this is no coinky dink. The scripture said this would happen. So now our dollar does the labor, but the system collects the check. And this is why I support segregation on our own terms. See, that 400 years of slavery is over. And when I say that I want us to be segregated, I don't mean oppressed. I mean organized. Let's build black banks again. Let's educate our babies on the truth, not whitewashed lies. And let's support black farmers.
And this is why they want to destroy the education system. When a little bit before Trump came in power, the discussion that was going on to teach what was that thing here, the history of things like that, they resented. Instead, they went after books. They don't want certain books to be in school, certain libraries and all of that, because they know education is the fundamental things to enlighten people. And this is why I say Haiti need education. I remember the very first video that I put about Haiti. Oh my God, when I read the comment, people were coming after me, and then I sort of stopped. But the fundamental thing with Haiti, they need to know their history, their power, and what they could become. Because every other places you go, your skin become a passport to be mistreated, including in Dominican Republic. Look how they treat the Haitians. They themselves, they need some education as well. And I think Trump is showing them. But let's continue. It's almost done.
Black text, black healing, black brilliance. And no, it doesn't mean I hate white people. No, it means I finally love us enough to stop begging for scraps from a table we built but never welcomed to.
That's right.
See, the Bible.
You know what that just remind me? I think this past weekend there's a movie that came out. I'm hearing it left now. I didn't watch the movie, but majority of the cast and the producers and all that are black. And I think they bring in some, I think there's some Asian in it as well. But the Hispanic community were calling foul. I will not say the community, I guess some Hispanic were upset about it. Why they didn't put some Spanish people and things like that. And one of the things I have to say is that when you look at the Hispanic, I think Telemundo, what was the other one? Some Spanish TV stations in the US, they themselves don't even put black people, black Hispanic, I think they call them Afro something, Afro Hispanic or something like that. They don't even put them on their TV. So why are they complaining? Let's continue.
People told us about this, yet we hop, skip, and jump over the fact that Deuteronomy 28, 43, and 44 already said it. It says, the stranger shall rise above you high, and you shall come down low. They shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to them. And this is exactly what has been happening for 400 years plus years. We built houses, businesses, schools, and they took them and taxed them to death. But
again, when you look at some of the social programs, these are things that I've spoken about, especially on PYTE. Okay, the SNAP program and all of that. Black Panthers create all of this, and then they made the Black Panthers look bad. They called them terrorists and all of that, and then they took the idea and make it the social program. Okay, and now there's Trump who came in power and decided to destroy it completely. And who was benefiting mostly from those? White people. Okay, to get the food stamp and all of that. And I believe a couple weeks ago, a couple of them were being arrested, and majority of them were white. The Trump administration were calling them, what was it? Like they, what was the term that they use? Like they're scamming the government. Alright, for getting food stamp. Let's continue.
love, there's hope, because Deuteronomy 30:3 also says, and Yah will turn your captivity and have compassion upon you, and will return and gather you from all nations. So yes, I welcome segregation, because restoration is already in motion. And I want y'all to understand this. We are not asking for more, we're building. See, we were never given anything from you all. I'm not asking to sit at somebody's table anymore. See, I'm trying to go along with...
That's the thing that Meghan said. Alright? If they don't want you at their table, you create your own. This is the thing that Meghan is pretty much is doing. She went over there to be at that table. They rejected her. And she's like, okay, I create my own. And this is what's happening. And they're hating her for that. So that's a different similarity here. Not different, but similarities.
With scripture, and build my people, gather my people, not because they are more melanated, but because we need to know that we serve the Most High and that He's going to take care of us, because separation was never our curse. It was our covenant. And now it's our strategy. It says to come out from among them, be ye separated. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. So this isn't about racism. It's about us reclaiming what is already ours.
I was laughing at myself because she knows her Bibles very well. I don't know the Bible, any verses or anything like that. Let's see here. All right, let's open it completely. When people try to scare us about segregation, thinking we are like crazy and violent, and we will never want to leave Mazer, you still think we love you? No, our trauma has no room for hate. Have evolved, but you hide it. Movies or self-reflection like Sinners, Lovecraft, US. We can be stopped. Read the heart of the ancestors and walk with the dead. So there's that here. What is that? Oops. I wrote 500. Okay, so that's promotion here. Black people need to void all contracts and take back every invention we ever create. Why honor what was stolen? I mean, we just had to follow the rule. My sentiment exactly. The colonizers book. It's almost like as I'm reading this, I think Louis Vuitton, there's some symbols that they put in their bags and things like that, and I think someone was pointing it out. It's from symbols from Africa, certain part Egyptians and different part of Africa that they use, and it's crazy. Okay, my sentiment exactly. The colonizers broke every treaty they made with Native Americans, yet they set up laws. Look at this. In the US, they even they're telling Native American to leave the country, to go back where? It's not funny, but when you think about it, it's mind-boggling. We just too nice. I guess I could say what Elon Musk had said, being what's the word did he use? Empathy. Okay, we can be to empathize with them. All right, yet they set up laws that they themselves do not even obey. Nothing they do on the contract should be considered lawful. I would rather make a contract with a Vado or Python than these colonial settlers. Niente. But the thing is that this is why they are creating division among the other groups. The Black, the Hispanic, the Native American. This is why they're creating the chaos. If we come together, then that would be a problem for them. If you look back after the 2020 election, one of the videos that I put together, and I said, if it wasn't for Black, Hispanic, Native American, and some other groups that came together, Biden will not have won. So what did they do this time? Now, they create that division among that group that I said that made Biden become president. And then what did we have? We have Trump again. So it's the division among the minorities that's happening here that put them to power. If we, the minority, come together, especially the Asian, the Hispanic, if we come together, all right, with the common goal of a better society, with mutual respect and understanding, these racist and hatred people will not rise to power. We are giving them the power to be racist because we have division among ourselves. So once we come together and united, then this, whatever that tweet was saying, Black people need to void all contract, then we could go with that. But if we are divided, this not gonna happen. Okay, come out from among them and be a separate people. She is exactly right. Yes, indeed. Talk Black to us, sister. All right, it's about us and what is rightfully ours. We are a people. It's time to reunite. Don't forget, Black parenting must be fixed. Let Black fathers be fathers again. All of that, okay, is this outstandingly brilliant lady who is the sister spitting home truths. Okay, so there's more comment, and I think I'm going to stop here. All right, so she's right, and she looked beautiful as well too. Let's do a prayer for the future. Let's do that. Oh, damn, I can't even spell future. All right, let's pick this one. Lord, please help me to have a clean heart before you and to hold on to every promise you gave me and your word. Please forgive me for my sins and hear my prayer. I ask that you will save the woman I will one day marry. Okay, so this is for a guy. Help me to stay strong when facing future temptation and the courage to run away from evil. Show me what you will have me to do in your kingdom so that I might serve you. Please use me to save souls. Thank you for making a mention for me, and may I always bring you honor and glory with my life. Pray for my future. All right, so that's that. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. So it was a squaddy who tagged me on this, okay, who sent that to me, because I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on TikTok, and someone posted on here, and this is not somebody that I follow. Yep, I don't know. Seeker of Truth and Mind Liberator, student of Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. Maybe this is someone I should follow. Maybe he'll post other things. All right, so a squaddy tagged me on that, send it to me, message it to me, and I decided to share it with you. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness, and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.